Okay, alright, we're here. We're going to be reading some Fantastic Four. This is the 2022 series. It is written by Ryan North. I have not read a lot of Fantastic Four. If you have not read a lot of Fantastic Four, welcome. We're both here. So, to start some off, this 2022 series, I'm going to be starting a few issues in, because I kind of just want to cut to the chase for the sake of this video. So, something crazy has happened in the Fantastic Four lore, and basically the team split apart for a couple months, and those first 3 issues really showcased them on their own and them on their separate ways. However, I think this would be a great starting point, issue 4, because it actually shows what happened. So let's get into it. Woo, 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 woo. Whatever that noise was. So hey, you'd think getting hit by cosmic rays and turning into a rock monster was the worst thing that ever happened to me. You'd be wrong. The worst thing that ever happened to me, this right here. It was 5 months ago. The negative zone is invading Earth right now.
The Fantastic Four in the Baxter Initiative.
I honestly don't know who those kids are. If you don't, I know two of them are Reed and Sue's kids, right? Reed and Sue's kids. But I don't know who the green and blue person are.
Have you got an account, honey?
I estimate 1,500 invaders, plus or minus 100. Great, love to know approximately how many people want me dead in a single city block. Hey, any idea why they want to kill us? Theory 1, they've seen how we followed their plots over and over, and know that if they can defeat us, there'll be nothing to stop them. How about Theory 2, honey? Theory 2, they don't want to kill us, but we're in their way. Huh, that's because I'd be making it my business to be in their way.
It's appreciated, babe.
Funny how these idiots always invade Earth when it's clobbering time, huh? They ought to look at a clock before they... And listen, Schizo, it's us against an army here. This ain't sustainable. I hear you, old friend. If we don't come up with a new strategy soon, we're not going to be able to. Okay, so here we go. We're going to read this page, and this is going to kind of give us more backstory. The Fantastic Four has been fractured after a mysterious event that resulted in the destruction of their former home and headquarters, the Baxter Building. The Thing and Alicia subsequently hit the road, with Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman in pursuit, and the Human Torch adopted a new, secret civilian identity. The Torch received a call from Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic. They believe they have finally caught up with their former teammates within a giant dome comprised of the Thing's rocky hide. So this is 5 months later, somewhere in Kentucky. Holy crap, is that Ben? Is Ben a dome now? God damn it, did they change something in editorial without me knowing? Don't joke, Johnny. Jonathan, it's good to see you again, even if it's more of you than I expected. The trunks are the only flame-proof clothes I had left, and the ladies love my torso. To answer your question, I don't believe this is Ben. This is textured like him, and I suspect it's alive, which is why I'm not convinced this is Benjamin J. Grimm. I don't believe he could survive becoming whatever this is. I'm sensing 2 minor EM fields, like those produced by human brains, somewhere central to the dome. But, if I'm right, both of their thoughts are racing. If it is Ben and Alicia, they're right in the middle of whatever this is. So that's where we want to be too. Then. Okay, we're going back in time. Matchstick, give me a big old wall of fire, hot as he can, but high enough that it won't damage us on the ground. On it, Ben. My husband puts on a brave face, but I can hear that the Fantastic Four are losing. There are too many invaders, too strong, even for him. Those rock fists are barely protecting me, let alone the planet. But I know it's the FF or nothing. Ben's telling me he's pulling a telephone pole out of the ground, that he's gonna hit these monsters like so many softballs. When Reed pulls one last trick out of his sleeve. You know, like he always does. He's shouting at us. I can't make it all out over the noise of the battle. Theoretically possible. Caught that much. Can't risk their lives. Maybe. And something about paralyzing 6 months worth of work in seconds. Dad, is everything okay? I can't keep these force fields going. I can't.
It's okay, Susie. Drop him near me and batter up.
No, I'm sorry, Ben, but that won't be enough. Drop them, Sue, yes. But push the invaders central to the Baxter Building while lifting us clear. Ben, Alicia, there's no time. Do you trust me?
What the heck kind of question is that? Course I do, Schizo.
If you got something that fixes this, Reed, use it. I didn't know.
Right. Oh, fuck. Ooh, yeah, awesome. Welcome to Earth, jerks. Ooh.
Where's the building, honey?
And, where's everyone and everything else? The whole block's gone, Sweet Pea, like it was just scooped out of the ground.
City and its invaders have simply transitioned through the novel or heliocentric temporal or gateways.
Right, I mean, obviously I get it, obviously, I love those things, but imagine you explain them to a 5-year-old. Like a normal, non-genius one. Like, let's assume he can fly around and light on fire too, just for fun.
Alright, you dumbass. Our universe doesn't have a center, Johnny, so the positions are always relative. That's why equations for time travel are so cinematronic. Use where you are as a 0 point, and no matter how far you travel in time, you always arrive in the same place. Unfortunately, such equations are known, and Earth's invaders could defend against them. I have reasoned, however, that they couldn't defend against an entirely new model for time travel. My equations used our sun as the center of the universe, so that when I sent our invaders 6 months back in time, they arrived in deep space, with the Earth safe on the other side of the solar system. To balance the temporal equations, I had to send the rest of the affected area somewhere too. So I sent them to one moment they'd be safe as well. In 3100, 556, 896, seconds, precisely 1 astronomical year from the instant they left, everyone will appear back in New York. And they wouldn't even know they were gone. I mean, they will know, Reed, when they realize the world's moved on without him, and everyone else is a year older.
Yeah, I'd rather not miss out on a year of Joe's and Nikki's lives. Like, let's go grabbing them and everyone else when they arrive in the future and bring them back to now.
I'm sorry, but it's simply not possible. Have you watched the movie The Prestige?
No,
Just watch the movie The Prestige.
Our kids are there, Reed. I'm not abandoning them for a year, even if they won't feel it.
Alicia, my equations were novel, unstable. Any time travel between now and then was altering the moment of their arrival, and too soon or too late, and they could be materialized in space in the upper stratosphere beneath 12,000 kilometers of crust, mantle, and planetary core. The only way everyone survives is if we get there along the way by going one more lap around the sun. I'm so sorry. It was the only option. We had to stay behind in case it didn't work.
Excuse me, I was gonna softball him, Skizzo. Why didn't you just let me?
Your plan had a 0.00014% probability of success, Ben. My plan had a 99.64% chance. Do you know what that means? Do you know when you get a pre-roll that has 99.6? Oh my god, I'm off my rocker. Sorry, you couldn't risk? You decided what was best for everyone yet again, and we're left holding the bag? You decided our kids are just going to be lost for a year, and we can all just have to go along with it because you're the only one. Ben, if you could look. Ben just put John Kent in the stars for like a whole year and nobody even cared.
Reed, I know you just did not uninterrupt Alicia to come crying to me about Michael Bendis. I blow up at Reed. I say some things I regret. It ain't long till the whole city turns against the Fantastic Four, and I can't blame them. This team just erased a block full of people. There's parents who left their kids at daycare for what was supposed to be a few hours. Kids turned into orphans by the parents not coming home for work for a year. Being a vigilante was already illegal in New York, and this is all it took to push the public's opinion of the FF over the edge. Corporate assets got frozen, and most of the vehicles got impounded. Of course, by then, me and Alicia were long gone. I got this cool-ass whip, though. I didn't need for the law to tell me the Fantastic Four was through screwing up my life.
So yeah, I wanted to read that part of the Fantastic Four issue because I thought that was... it's just classic Reed, basically. He always does this. There are countless examples of him doing something that will objectively be the right answer, but he doesn't take into account the human aspect of it. What do you guys think? Do you think Ben would have been able to stop this by himself with the help of the other members, or do you think Reed had to go to this extreme and do this? And do you think it was the right option? Because I'm a little conflicted. I don't know. What do you think? So yeah, I just wanted to do a little preview on this issue, this series. If you like this kind of interesting and you want to see what happens after this, well, I recommend reading the series. And if people want me to read those, say in the comments. I'll be happy to read more. This was an enjoyable comic, and it is an enjoyable series overall. Much better than the Spider-Man stuff they've been putting out, and how the Fantastic Four were depicted in that. So, with that said, I hope everybody has a good one. See ya.